What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and tonight we got a double header, a pay-per-view. We got the Outlaw John Rocha taking on big-time Ethan Erwin in a number one contenders match. The winner of this will go on to face the champion Dan Merle for the singles championship. This is going to be an incredible match. Ethan got the best of Rocha the last time they faced, but I got a feeling that Rocha, he is primed and ready to go to get the victory, to get his inevitable rematch, another match against Dan Merle. They are 1-1 in that series, and they're the team champions, so that'll add a layer of controversy around the match. And in the undercard, we got Deep 13 taking on Final Exam. Both teams had impressive victories in their first match. We haven't seen them in quite a while, but I gotta go with Final Exam. The chemistry between Paul Yama and Lon Harris and his new character it was awesome. So I'm gonna give the edge to Final Exam, but let's get this thing started.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. It is the Schmoedown Throwdown, and what an event we have here tonight. I'm Christian Harloff, joined as always by my partner in crime, Baby Carrots, Mark Ellis. Mark, this is an event. It's our first big pay-per-view that we've done on the digital side, and man, we start out with a massive, massive main event when you've got John Rocha versus Ethan Erwin in this number one contender match.
Christian, you'd have to go back to 1996 in Prague. The first Mission Impossible movie. For the last time, John took on an Ethan, and it was going to get this heated. You have John, the Outlaw Rocha, once again saddling up on his horse named a Toyota Prius and riding into a town that features Ethan. Prime time, big time, anytime Erwin. Here's the thing about Ethan Erwin, Christian. He's got more celebrity phone numbers in his phone than Blue Med Spa. But is he going to be able to channel all of the movie knowledge that his friends have into his head? Because he's going to need every ounce of it to take down the spurred one.
Well, the stakes are so different, but yet the same. It's really strange because if you go back in time when they played the first time, John Rocha was the champion at the time, and Ethan Erwin was like the Andre the Giant type figure of no one can beat him. He had won the singles tournament, he had won 6 in that season, only losing that one to Mark Andreyko, and then defeating John by a TKO at the Spectacular. And then Ethan goes on to lose the championship not a month later to John's now partner, Dangerous Dan Merle. They did face up again. They faced each other in a triple threat match. Bibiani was also on that side, but Bibiani won that match, but Ethan and Bibiani knocked John out first. So John has something to prove here. He's never beaten Ethan. And now with the factions and the points, there's so much to be had and so much that is riding on this. And not only is it riding on the faction points, Sabrina Ramirez sitting back watching. If John Rocha wins here tonight, she's in the tournament. If not, she still has to wait to see if she's going to be in that big, massive tournament that starts the play-in matches on Monday.
That's right, Christian. You have everybody who has any sort of invested stake in the movie trivia Schmoedown, you and myself included, watching this headlining match with a close eye. And I see the chat room lighting up. So many fans here watching us live. Hello to all of our patrons. Hello to everybody who bought this match on pay-per-view. Well, guess what? You didn't just get one match. You got 2 matches. What an undercard. I feel bad calling it an undercard, Christian. I mean, come on. It's like calling my Ford Fusion just another car. That's a prime automobile, and we got one doozy of an undercard.
Well, speaking of prime time, Paul Oyama, he does come back. He is back, and he's back with a very different attitude. Sure, it hasn't been his season yet. He had a very tough match in the Inner Geekdom against Chance Ellison, who eventually won that tournament. And then you also had, his match against John Rocha, where it was a TKO, but it doesn't really speak to the way that Paul played. The big match that he had this season that he won was when he teamed up with the delinquent Lon Harris. and they joined up and they won their match, and they're 1-0. And and you put those two guys together and you go, well, that's going to be a good team. They're facing another team here that's 1-0. That was not supposed to win. That was not supposed to be the dominant team going into it, and that is the team of Deep 13. So you have Final Exam versus Deep 13, Alonzo Duralde and the beauty, Whitney Seibold. This is a very dangerous team. They know each other very well. Whitney and Alonzo are some of the most knowledgeable film critics you are going to find in this space, and Whitney hasn't been able to grasp the game just yet. He had a great partner in Bibiani. I feel, personally, this is the best team he's been on so far because he just seems to vibe. He's the senior player here, and he vibes well with Alonzo, who Alonzo has also found a new love for the game. Now, Lon Harris, I don't know what he's doing.
No, Christian. I mean, when you look at the matchup we have here, I would call Deep 13 the teachers at the school. They're teaching a lot of great movie knowledge. And then Final Exam, it looks like the kid who's outside doing something illicit in a van and the kid who's on the honor roll have somehow teamed up against everybody's odds, and they're going to face the professors in a winner-take-all at Hogwarts. This is going to be so exciting. I'm looking forward to chuckling a little bit. I'm looking forward to getting a little nervous. Maybe there's a challenge thrown in there. All sorts of carnage is going to ensue, and you and I have a front row seat for the ride, partner.
We certainly do, and the factions are everything this season. We have factions, rankings, and standings. Here it is, as we stand today. The Finstock Exchange, they are still in the lead, but not by much. Corruption, 2 points behind now in for the run there at first place. Swag in third place. So this is a big match. Now remember, this is a regular season match. So this team's match is a 2-point match. It is a 2-point match. If a KO or TKO happens, it'll be 3 points, but it's a 2-point match. The Swag would really need the points here to try to catch Corruption to get closer and closer to Finstock Exchange. Now the Burning Droogs, they've got 9 points. 7 now. Ken Knapsack, this is Ken Knapsack's first official match as a manager. He started to manage, and Brendan Hanna kicked him out of the room, and now here is Ken to manage. So this is a very important match as far as the standings go, Mark.
I'm very interested to see what Ken Knapsack brings to the table. Is he mailing this one in? Is he just going to DHL and shipping a package? Or is he really going to bring that passion that we know he has for competition? And so, Christian, when you look at the factions, not only is it important, it's also just as much of an unknown factor as to who's going to come out on top, who's going to bring their A game. All I know is that you and I are very mediocre at this, and our talents are about to be on display.
Well, we're gonna absolutely see some exciting how we got here. Exactly how we got here, what's happening, and how the hell is Winston Marshall, the manager of Swag, going to get a hold of the delinquent? Well, you can find out right now. Here we go.
I gotta say, I really love the delinquent bit that we did last time. That was hilarious. Part of me's kind of glad that we're kind of done with that so we can get back to the whole professor thing.
Whatever, man. We're going to compete. We're not going to try. We're going to win anyway, despite not trying, because, you know.
Ooh, okay.
Day it is.
Whitney and Alonzo, every time I see these two guys compete, whether singles or alone, I think the potential for a big win is there. Two gentlemen, and they are gentlemen, who know movies, who have lived movies. They don't need to study for trivia. They are trivia.
We have to answer the questions correctly, or we don't get the food pellet.
Luckily, answering questions about film is one of the things we do best, Alonzo.
It certainly is.
It's time for your final exam. I think you got excited about that when you came through and you ran and shot through the experiment.
Yeah, I just, tried to get all of the answers right, which really isn't even that hard. I'm not sure what.
I got a match, I guess. Winston says, don't tell him you see me.
I hope the delinquent is ready, and I'll tell y'all, honestly, I feel like win, lose, or draw, I genuinely deserve manager of the year. I'll get emotional because Phil's on his hard, y'all.
Trying not to try. You know how it goes.
I mean, you have to respect it. I do respect it. I liked Lon. I really did.
Team first exam, me and Paul. I think it's gonna be, it's a good group. Paul kind of tries. I'm trying to talk to him about it, but he's definitely putting forth some effort.
I guess we'll see what happens. might have to go ahead and unenroll from all those classes now, but...
Alright, so, drip, and, your team going down.
Doesn't matter. They know what they're capable of. That is what's important.
We're not just interested in destroying them. We're interested in saving ourselves.
So we're going to answer questions like our lives depend on it, because as far as we know, it does.
Let's do it. Yeah? No? Should I go? Where? Am I going over there? Here? Good for you.
Follow there. Swag swag. Yeah.
The first teams match in the digital age, Mark, and very fitting that it is going to be Lon Harris, if he indeed does show up with his partner, Paul Oyama. Alonzo and Whitney, they are ready. Because remember, the winner of this goes on to play in next week's big pay-per-view on the undercard of Smets and Chandru. So it's going to be it's kind of a mini tournament. But this is all about factions right now. It's all about the managers, and we got two of them. The first one, he's the manager of Swag, having an amazing season thus far. Winston Marshall in the house, and next to him, the new manager of the Burning Grooves, the pit boss, Ken Knapsack. Gentlemen, we'll start with you, Winston. Big match here. I know it's been stressful trying to manage Lon, but this is a solid team. You drafted both of these guys right up top. Is this what you were waiting for?
I honestly don't know. I mean, Shuri woke up just in time because she's not even sure if Lon's going to be here. I honestly, I don't know. You guys don't let me see who's in the waiting room, so I don't even know, all right? I've killed half of this, more than half. I don't know how much that is. I'm stressed. It's apple, of course it's apple juice, okay? I'm trying to lose weight, sir. I can't be just drinking alcohol. It's apple juice. I'm just...
Well, Ken, look, we haven't seen you since Brandon Hanna kicked you out of the room, but Alonzo and Whitney are your all-stars. They're your top players here. How do you feel about this team going into this big match?
First of all, Brandon Hanna is outside right now buffing my 2002 Mustang. That's what he gets for kicking me out and losing a match. I'm excited to be here, Christian. I know there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter on the chat shows. Does Ken care anymore? He's disrespected the game. I'm one of the reasons you all bought tickets to come out here. I'm one of the reasons why you're sitting there at your post office shift, your Starbucks shift, dreaming about being in the Schmoedown. It's not about success. It's about what we bring to the table. And speaking of bringing to the table, man, I am proud and honored to be here at a match opposite of Winston Marshall. I am impressed with that guy. Yeah. With Andres Cabrera, one of my favorite people in the world. He's rallying Paul after some tough losses. And Lon Harris. I love Lon. I worked with Lon. I had lunch breaks with Lon Harris. And to see where he's fallen, I hope Winston can pull him out. But that's not what today's about. Whitney Seibel, Alonzo Duralde are two right proper gentlemen. And they're two people that have a lot to give to this league, but sometimes expectations are put on players and teams that aren't fair, and at no fault of their own, they can crush them. So they're here to prove something. They know who they are. They're here to show the world what they're capable of, and it starts here tonight.
You know, Christian, below us are two gentlemen who look like they were just bit by Kiefer Sutherland in The Lost Boys. So I'm going to ask each one of them individually. Ken, start with you, and then Winston, feel free to piggyback off. What is that? Ken, on a day when we're honoring our great friend, Hot Rod, Rowdy Roddy Piper, I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to ask Winston, if you had to compare your team to a popular wrestler or athlete, who do you compare them to let all the fans watching know exactly what they're preparing to watch?
All around 2006, Ric Flair and the great Rowdy Roddy Piper were teamed together, a fan vote, nostalgia. Hey, these old guys, throw them in the ring. Hey, they won the WWE World Tag Team Champions, all right? Championships. They won. They proved they had drawing power. They proved they still had it. Whitney and Alonzo, by the way, shouldn't be considered old. They're two just dead. Look at the beards on these gentlemen that you're about to see tonight. Glorious. But I think it's real easy for the new crop of stars who have nothing better to do but look at 300 flashcards to toss out the old characters and the old personalities. Alonzo and Whitney, they are in this business and they know the movies. Tonight, it's just, again, about proving it to all of you. We know what we're capable of.
Winston?
I mean, first off, I would just like to return the compliment to Mr. Knapsack, a former champion in his own right, someone that built this league from the ground up. You are one of the founding fathers of this league, and I got to give you credit for that. It is an honor to be across the desk from you, sir. Second of all, Mark Ellis, I saw Molly is down to play. I would love to put a play date together for our dogs. You let me know, sir. Third of all, if I had to compare him to anybody, I would have to say that this is like the weird pairing of Mankind and Kurt Angle. You got all of the skill and the mystique and the craziness of Mankind, and then you have the technicality of Kurt Angle. You put those two together, if they were a tag team, it'd be unstoppable. You'd be scared to death that they may not pull it off, but you know deep down they're the best wrestlers in the room. So that's who I would say.
All right, well, thank you guys. Good luck to you both. Big match, obviously, for both Swag and the Burning Drews, as we are right on the precipice of the tournament next week. This is a massive match for both of you. Got to throw you in the waiting room here. All right, thank you to both Ken and Winston. Mark, looks like we're ready to go.
Yeah, we can't wait. We're a little restless, but we need a treat. But Christian, I think the fans are about to get a double dose of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah!
Introducing first, representing the Burning Drews, with a record of 1 win, no defeats, Alonzo Davalde, Whitney the Beauty, Cybold, Deep 13. Ladies and gentlemen, Deep 13 has arrived, and it is Whitney Cybold, Alonzo Davalde, 1-0. Look, guys, this is a big match, obviously. We haven't seen you since compete together since, the beginning of this crazy season. Whitney,
Four times.
Four times, that's right. Whitney, let me start with you here, because I said up top, I believe that this is the best I've seen you play here with Alonzo, and I know that you guys go way back, but what is it about working with Alonzo Davalde that you think has brought out the best Schmoedown game in you?
Oh, Alonso has such a powerful brain. I like to think that I'm absorbing some of his brain waves and rechanneling them into my own trivia superpowers.
Fair enough. Alonzo, this is a big teams match. I know that you guys have worked together very well. Have you watched anything? Do you know anything about Lon Harris and Oyama going into this?
Not really?
Fair enough.
Sorry. I'm sure they're great.
Fair enough.
They're really dodging the fastballs we're throwing at them, Christian. So here's a curveball. Gentlemen, the only accusation anyone can lob against you in terms of not knowing enough about movies would be the format of this trivia contest in particular. So, Whitney, Alonzo, whoever wants to answer it may, are you more caught up in the gameplay? Are you ready for the challenges, for the trials and tribulations that the Schmoedown format might throw at you?
I feel like I got the beats. I think I know what we're talking about here. I know when, maybe I have some idea like when to throw out the JTEs and, sort of when to take that breather before answering. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of intricacies to this and it'll be, I could play this thing for years and still be sort of learning my way. But yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable certainly now than when I started, for sure.
All right, well, with that, I'm going to put you guys in the waiting room as we await your opponents. One moment, please. And their opponents. Representing Swag, with a record of 1 win, no defeats. The delinquent, Lon Harris, and the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Oyama. This is final Final exam. All Oyama, prime time, and Lon. I gotta ask Lon this first because I don't believe that that's your apartment. Where are you?
Your Honor, I did not know about that warrant because I was avoiding the authorities on a totally separate warrant.
No, Lon, I asked where you were and whose dog is that? Because I don't believe it's yours.
Yeah, no, this is not my apartment. This is not my dog. Dogs don't belong to anybody, sir. This is actually the dog's apartment. He used to live here with a wealthy dowager who left it to him when she died. So
I see.
we met up at the park, and he seemed pretty cool with me coming over. He has good Wi-Fi, so I figured, hey, I got a court date.
Is that what you're waiting for? Maybe she is just waiting for me to expire. Anyway, Paul, I want to ask you about the team up with that. I mean, look, you really have kind of changed your outlook on life, it seems, and then you get paired with the delinquent. So do you feel like it's part of your mission, not just to answer trivia questions correctly, but also maybe lend a helping hand to someone in need?
I mean, I think just having Lon show up is quite the accomplishment on me and Winston's part. Yeah, I don't know what this partnership is going to lead to. I'm excited. It's nice to have someone who is less invested than me, I suppose. Makes me feel a little better about myself. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. It went well the first time, so hopefully, yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you guys back. Swag, big moment here for you guys. So we're going to bring your opponents back. Hold on just a moment, and here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Brady Bunch as we get to the match. Mark, different way that we're doing it, obviously, from, let's say, singles and intergeekdom. The teams match, how does it go? Round number 1, please.
Both teams kind of look like a before and after for a Manscaped ad, so we'll work on that sponsorship later. In the meantime, gentlemen, this is the team format, but round number 1 is an individual exercise of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. The field of competitors is going to be asked 8 questions. Each question's worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, you each have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever utensil you have handy on whatever whiteboard you provided or the homeowner that you're currently squatting at has provided for you. Once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. I'll remind the competitors that each team has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match, named for famous Wisconsin cheese lover and movie reviewer, JTE. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge as a team to be used at any point throughout the 3-round match. Either teammate may initiate a challenge, but your manager must ratify and confirm for the challenge to go through. Christian, somebody needs a shave. Actually, 2 people need a shave.
Well, let's see, I shaved today. So what I will also ask is just make sure that after you write your answers down, to make sure that your hands are up, and the same thing for the managers in the waiting room. Hands should be visible at all times. All right, so we start and we ask final exam. Are you ready, Paul?
Let's form to the breach. Let's do this.
Lon?
Ready for what?
Perfect. Whitney?
Ready to go.
Alonzo?
Sure, why not?
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! Round number 1, question number 1. Here we go, gentlemen. Action adventure. Who plays the Trojan Prince Paris in 2004's Troy?
It's my high school basketball team mascot, Christian, the Trojans.
I was always going to be the actor who played them.
Orlando
Any jokes?
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, and we start with Paul Oyama.
Orlando Bloom.
Yes, Whitney?
Is that Eric Bana?
That's incorrect. Lon?
I also said Eric Bana.
And Alonzo?
Logan Orban.
All right, so Paul gets that one there, and we see ourselves. It is now 1-0. 1-0 as we get to our next question mark.
That's right. Everybody watching for the first time, we promise they're better than this. Just wait. In your next category, crime movies. Lon, this should be right up your alley. The question: who plays the role of Robert Graysmith in the 2007 crime thriller Zodiac? You figured the writers would give him a warm-up question, but no, Christian, they went right into it.
All right after it. All right. And
Jake Gyllenhaal?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Whitney.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes. Lon?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Alonzo.
Mark Ruffalo.
That's it. And Paul.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
All right, so now we see ourselves 3-1. 3-1 as finally Graham gets that and Alonzo missed. So our next question here. All right, next question. Here it is. In the world of dramas, name this Best Picture winning film. A criminal pleads insanity and is admitted to a mental institution where he rebels against the oppressive head nurse.
That's the Mark Ellis story.
Yeah, I was going to say that's pretty accurate.
No, I would have just taken the pills.
Jack Nicholson won Best
That's a good
Actress
follower.
at the Oscars. One
And-
flew over a
Sorry, all right, here we go. So we start with Lon Harris.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes, it is. And Alonzo?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes. And Paul?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's right. And Whitney?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Correct.
Although that description also applies to The Silence of the Lambs.
That is correct. So we see ourselves 5-3. 5-3 after the next round. Next question. Here we go.
This is in the category of directors, gentlemen. They do this a lot. Your question. Who directed films in the Mission Impossible, Star Wars, and Star Trek franchises? All right, Christian.
All right.
I want you to actually ask, rank your favorite franchises of what I just said.
J.J.
I'm not
Abrams.
going to do that right now. What? Not
We
going
know
to do
number one is.
Oh, well, let me tell you in a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start with Paul.
J.J. Abrams.
Yes. Whitney.
J.J. Abrams.
Lon Harris.
J.J. Abrams.
And Alonzo.
J.J. Abrams.
Yes, it is now 7-5. 7-5 as we get to our next question. All right, here we go. Mark?
After you, Christian.
Sorry, here we go. There's the question. Fantasy.
Get it together, guys. Jeez.
Fantasy
Lack of
sci-fi.
preparation, that's your problem.
You're absolutely right. Fantasy sci-fi. Which actor stars as a magician named Jonathan Bartveld in 2018's The House with a Clock in Its Walls?
Man, you know when Lon starts lobbing criticism at you,
True.
you gotta start making some different life choices.
You're absolutely right. And
Hold yourselves.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Whitney.
Jack Black.
Yes. Lon.
Jack Black.
Yep. Alonzo.
Jack Black.
And Paul.
Jack Black.
Paul has not missed yet. We see ourselves 9-7 as we get to the next question. Mark?
That's right, Christian. And Paul actually is now 3 correct answers away from a perfect round number 1. Should he continue to answer questions at this rate, then he's going to be asked a question just to him. All of the competitors have been eliminated from possibly having a perfect round, but we still like him. Your next category, everybody out there do this with me, comedies. Your question. What is the title of the third Austin Powers film? All right, anyway, so I'm probably going to go Star Wars, Mission Impossible, then Star Trek, though I do like the Star Trek movie.
5, 4, 3,
Austin Powers and
2,
Gold member.
1. Pens down, please. And we start with Lon.
Austin Powers in Gold member.
Yes. And Whitney.
Austin Powers in Gold member.
Yes. And Prime Time.
Austin Powers in Gold member.
And Alonzo.
Austin Powers in Gold member.
All right. So we now see ourselves with an 11. to 9 score. 11 to 9 score with final exam with the lead. Here's the next question here. Horror/thriller. Which famous actress, who was also a pop star, stars in the 2015 thriller, The Boy Next Door?
I like how you asked that one.
You like that one? You like the read?
Well, you really hit thriller, and it almost scared me.
Good. No, it's the point. Trying to wake up the dog.
J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez.
No chance.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Alonzo.
Jennifer Lopez.
It is Paul Oyama.
Jennifer Lopez.
Whitney.
Jennifer Lopez.
And Lon.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yep. All right. So now we have 13 to 11.
Yep.
13 to 11.
Two-point match as we move on to the final category in round number 1. This is in the world of animated movies. Could be drawn, could be by hand or on a computer. Your question. Which Lord of the Rings actor provides the voice of a penguin named Mumble in Happy Feet?
Penguin named what? It broke up a little bit.
The penguin's name is Mumble, and the movie is Happy Feet. Something you're not supposed to get if you're a quarterback in the NFL.
And 5, 4, 3, 2,
Sean
1. Pens down, Paul, for the perfect round.
Ian McKellen.
It's incorrect. Whitney?
Elijah Wood.
Yes. Lon?
Yep, Elijah Wood.
Yes. And Alonzo?
Elijah Wood.
Okay, so we see the score now go to 14 to 13. Paul missed that question, so there is no perfect round, and we will get to round number 2. Mark, how does round number 2 go?
Ooh, it's the wheel round, the wheel of fate and doom, and ultimately justice will be served. Each team gets a spin at that darn wheel. Once they settle on a category, they're going to have 6 questions. Teammates may confer with each other for each and every question. Your question's worth 2 points apiece. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. Because we are doing this virtually, the way that we will handle steals is as follows. In round number 2, once a team has their turn to spin the wheel, the other team will be placed in a different stream so we can keep an eye on them and monitor their every movement while they're not hearing the questions. That way, once that team returns for their turn at the wheel, we're going to ask them all of the questions that may or may not have been missed by the prior team, and so on and so forth, Christian. It is as tight as it can be without being tied. Final exam enjoying a narrow 1-point lead over Deep 13. So it is final exams called. They may confer with their manager now for 60 seconds. Would you like to spin that wheel first or defer to your professorial opponents?
And just 2 reminders here. One to the audience. This is a live match, so if you do post answers in the chat room, you will be removed from the chat room in general. That is the first. The other thing is, so people know as far as how do challenges work in this, the managers will be able to watch with their hands up, watching from the waiting room should they have a challenge. All right, so we're going to drop out Ken Knapsack and the Deep 13 team here for a second. Winston, you got 60 seconds to talk to final exam starting now.
Excellent first round, gentlemen. My goodness, that was lovely.
With that Orlando Bloom and Eric Bana. That's got
It's all good. Can I ask you a question, Lon? Are you only 1 in today? You're good.
What? No.
1 of 3. 3 apple juices. Got it. 3 apple juices.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Let's do it, guys.
3.5.
We've rehearsed this a million times. Yeah. Let's let them go first. You know what I'm saying? We want to take the time to poop, watch what they can do.
We get to see what they spin, though, right? Just checking. We get to be here for their spin.
You can see what they spin, and then you'll be dropping. Yeah. That is correct. All right. So let us put the final exam will be placed into the waiting room. All right. And now we bring back both Whitney and all right. So Ken, you're gonna have 60 seconds to talk to your competitors starting now.
Whitney, Alonzo. The key to that first round was that you just didn't look back, you only look forward, and that's where we are right now. You're 1 point, easy. You both are veterans. I don't need to sit here and rah. You know what you're capable of. You know the categories. They're putting the pressure on you first. There's no pressure. We're playing with ourselves right now. Giggity. So let's have some fun. Spin that wheel. I'll be in your corner.
All right, so let's get that wheel up there.
And look at that wheel. It is glorious, and it is a sponsored slice featuring wheel. If someone spins disaster movies, and that is the category that they elect to go with, then we're going to say the name of the beloved Patreon member who sponsored that slice. Thanks to all of our great movie trivia Schmoedown patrons watching tonight.
All right, so here's the first spin by Deep 13. Here it is.
Ooh, I see that John Hughes slice, Christian. That's enticing.
And it lands on Festival Darlings. You got 60 seconds to discuss. Here we go.
Let me hear it, boys. What do you think?
This was the exact slice we landed on last time, or that was given to us last time, rather, and it went well.
And
so I'm inclined to go with it.
Whitney?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's stick with it. I think this is kind of our wheelhouse.
All right. So
As it were.
it has been made. We're going to have both Primetime and Lon Harris drop out here, go into the other room, just waiting for them to leave. Okay, they have left. Winston has his hands up. He is in the room watching at the moment. All right, seems like we're all set there. So now we have round number 2, and Deep 13 has spun the category of Festival Darlings. All right, Festival Darlings, gentlemen, you get 5 questions. 5 questions in the realm of Festival Darlings. Here's the first one. In the film Blockers, who plays Julie's single mother, Lisa Decker?
Leslie Mann. Leslie Mann.
Talk it out.
It's Judd Apatow's wife.
Yes, can I just say the answer?
Please.
Her name is Leslie Mann.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, so 2 points there for, 2 points as we see ourselves tied up here at 13-13. All right, question number 2. Question number 2. In St. Vincent, who plays Vincent's pregnant Russian love interest, Daka Parimova?
It's Naomi Watts, right? Whitney?
This is not what I saw, so
Naomi Watts. Naomi Watts.
Is that final answer?
Yes.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right, now it's 17-14.
Okay, so here is our next question. Question 3. This director, who also helmed Francis Ha, directed 2005's The Squid and the Whale. Who is it?
Noah Baumbach.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. 2 more points.
Never heard
All
of
right,
him.
so that is question number 3. That's question 3. Here comes question number 4. Okay. In the film Boy Erased, who plays the chief therapist, Victor Sykes?
It's Joel Edgerton, right?
Joel Edgerton
is our final answer.
Joel Edgerton is correct for 2 more points. So that is question number 4. That is question number 4. All right, so here's question number 5. 2 more questions. 2 more questions. 6 questions in this. Here's question number... Let me just correct this. 1, 2...
Very impressive round so far, Christian. This is like watching 2 fellas teach a film class at a local college.
So that was question 3, correct? Yes. All right, here is question... That was question 4, excuse me. Here's question 4. Question 5, excuse me. Question 5.
Just told there would be no math.
What 1986 historical drama was directed by Roland Joffe and starred Robert De Niro and Jeremy Irons?
That's The Mission.
Correct. Yes, The Mission.
Final answer?
Yes, The Mission.
That's correct for 2 more points. All right, so 5 questions in, and they have not missed. Here is your final question. Final question. Here it is. In Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, teenager Rachel is afflicted with what type of cancer?
I think it's leukemia. I think it's
multiple choice on
leukemia.
this one?
I think we should. Yes, please.
All right.
All right,
Multiple choice, please.
here it is. A, lymphoma. B, leukemia. C,
I
sarcoma.
think it's
D, lung cancer.
leukemia.
My gut says leukemia.
I was thinking that too. Sure. We'll say leukemia.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, hell of a round there for Deep 13, and you find yourselves with a massive, massive round. All right, so we're going to bring everyone back here. 24-13 after that round. 24-13. Yes. 24. Sorry. Yes. 24-14. I saw Deep 13. 24-14. And now we will bring back both Lon and Prime Time. And we are going to bring back Prime Time. Here he is. And now bring in Winston. Drop out both Whitney and Alonzo. All right. You have 60 seconds to talk to your competitors. Gentlemen, the score as we stand right now is 24-14. They did not miss any questions. They used multiple choice only once, and we find ourselves now 24-14. So, Winston, you got 60 seconds to talk to your competitors starting now.
I mean, Christian kind of gave it to you. They went on a roll. They spun Festival Darlings. So, of course, you know.
I mean, they're a great team. They could have done out with a lot of categories. Right.
Exactly. I'm not stressed out about it.
Nerds.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, who sits around watching stuff at Sundance? Who got money to fly to Cannes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous. So
that's not Coachella? That's not Coachella?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I think we're good to go.
Good. Let's spin it. Let's go make it happen. Remember, you got your JTs, all of them. We still got our challenge if the question sounds wonky, but let's go do it.
All right, here it is. So here is the wheel and the spin.
There's after movies out there. Maybe somebody made a movie about Lon's last year.
I dare you.
I like it when we get what we want too.
All right, well, spinner's choice, 60 seconds to decide starting now.
I mean, I know what we've been working on, but I'm going to leave it up to you gentlemen to talk it out.
Yeah, Paul, what do you think?
Either way, either one of the two, which do you feel better about?
Which are the two when you say either one of the two?
So Sandler or Pixar, which one do you want to go with? Sandler, maybe?
Yeah.
I would argue Sandler, guys. Remember, it hasn't really been done yet.
Let's do Sandler.
Over one time. Yeah, Adam Sandler.
All right, Adam Sandler it is. Okay, so Whitney and Alonzo are here. So if there is a steal opportunity, we're going to bring you guys in immediately for the steal opportunity here because you are in the waiting room. We'll bring you guys in immediately, so then obviously you don't have more time as you sit. And it's the reason why, Paul, is because they're watching here. That it's not the same thing as for the first. So here is the first question. Mark, they chose Adam Sandler movies.
Yes, they did, Christian. And Adam Sandler made a lot of movies starting back in the early mid-90s all the way through.
Wait. No. I have to object real quick to that. They need to go to the other room because think about it. They get a chance to confer. They can hear everything the two of them are saying. I don't agree with that at all because they would be whispering to each other normally if we were in the studio. So I have to object. I'm sorry.
And they can hear like what we're saying. So if you say it's one of two things, then don't go.
We'll have them drop. Whitney, if you can drop into that separate room, that's fair. This is the first time we're doing it, so.
That's why I brought it up.
I know, it's fair. Whitney, if you can drop into that second room now, and as soon as Whitney's out, then we'll bring him back.
Don't let him come back. Bothering me, honestly.
Whitney's still in there, so we're waiting for Whitney to drop.
You're going to need to come back, Lon, because there's another round after. I don't know if your manager told you. You have to play 3 rounds.
Oh, God, it's taking forever.
Same thing, Ken. Keep your hands up, please. And now we go into 6 questions in the realm of Adam Sandler movies. All right, here you go.
All right, we're good. The proper parties have been asked to leave the stream, so now I can live out a boy's dream of asking Adam Sandler movie questions. 6 total, gentlemen, each one worth 2 points. If you need multiple choice, the value of the question goes down to 1. Your first question, in the world of Adam Sandler, you can find the characters of Shooter McGavin, Chubbs Peterson, Virginia
Billy
Bennett,
Madison.
and Hal Lynn.
Or no,
and
Happy Gilmore.
Happy
Gilmore.
It's Happy Gilmore, right?
It's Happy Gilmore, yeah.
Happy Gilmore, final answer.
Happy Gilmore, final answer. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
2 points for their final answer, Christian, and they're off to a hot start.
All right, next question, Mark.
All right, again in the wild, wacky world of Adam Sandler, who plays the role of Eric Gordon, who is trying to take Billy's rightful spot from his retiring father as the company heir in the film Billy Madison?
Oh, shit.
That is Bradley Whitford.
Bradley Whitford, final answer.
I like the way you're answering these questions. It's proper and it's also correct for 2 more points.
All right, next question, Mark.
Gentlemen, in the world of Adam Sandler, who plays the character of Rex, the bass player of the Lone Rangers in the film Airheads?
Is that Buscemi? I think
Steve
Brendan
Buscemi.
Fraser,
Yeah,
and then it's Steve
Steve
Buscemi is the
Buscemi.
bassist.
Yeah, so Steve Buscemi, final answer.
That's right, they hijack Ian the Shark's office. Steve Buscemi gives him 2 more points, Christian.
That is correct. All
I mean,
right.
he's the greatest filmmaker of our era, right? We all agree. So,
24-20. 24-20 after question number 3. Here's the next one.
All right, they have a chance to pull to within 2 of the lead with this next query. Who plays LAPD officer Jack Carter, who goes by the undercover name Rock Keats in Bulletproof?
this is Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans, yeah. Damon Wayans, final answer.
Christian, they're within 2, and they're looking to tie with this next question.
All right, here it is.
All right, gentlemen, this is your penultimate question in the world of Adam Sandler movies. Lon, I'll tell you what that means later. Your question.
I get a pen.
What acclaimed filmmaker directed Adam Sandler in the 2015 fantasy film The Cobbler?
Oh, it's Todd McCarthy.
Todd McCarthy.
Todd McCarthy. Todd McCarthy. It's the guy who did Spotlight.
Yeah. Tom McCarthy. Tom McCarthy, final answer.
Yeah, Tom McCarthy.
Nice catch. 2 more points, and Christian, their final answer has tied them with their opponent's Deep 13, and now they have a chance to take a 2-point lead into the final round number 3.
All right, here it is. So, in order to take the lead here, they have to answer this question, and here it is.
Gentlemen, the category is Adam Sandler movies. You've fared well to this point. Your final question in round 2. Who plays President Will Cooper in 2015's Pixels?
Kevin James.
Kevin James, right?
Yes,
Is the president.
I believe so.
Kevin James, final answer.
I'd vote for him this year. Christian, they have taken the lead, and we head to round 3.
Wow, all right, so we're going to bring back everybody. Waiting for Alonzo and Whitney.
Final exam is better. I come in first and clean the hair.
All right, well,
That's the one thing I was worried about. If we studied Adam Sandler, that he was going to do Adam Sandler impressions. That was my one concern. And
all right. Well, final exam goes perfect in Adam Sandler, and they retake the lead here as we see 26-24. An incredible teams match we're seeing from both teams doing great in the second round. So, Mark, round number 3, the final round, how does it go?
Oh, this is my specialty. The rules of round number 3 are as follows. We need a series of numbers from each team. 3 numbers in total per squad. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. You may not pick the same numbers as the opposing team. Once we have those numbers in place, they correspond to a different corner of movie trivia, Schmoedown, goodness, and know-how. The first question's worth 2 points. The next question's worth 3 points. The final question, should we make it that far, and I think we will, is worth 5 big points. Because this is the team format. For the 2-point question, once we tell you what the category is, the team must select which competitor is going to answer the question. Then for the 3-point query, the opposite teammate must answer that one. Both the 2 and the 3 must be answered solo without the aid of your teammate. Teams can only confer with their members for the 5-point question.
And a reminder on the 5-point question, when you guys confer, make sure, obviously you listen to the countdown, but that you also say whatever your final answer is, say it. So if it is, again, Martin Scorsese, final answer. Just make sure so that we know what the team's official answer is.
And quick reminder for everybody watching at home, no point values can diminish in round number 3. You may not lose points for missing a question, and there is no stealing in round number 3. So because this is the final round, and because there is a 2-point lead by Lon and Paul, you are going to give us your numbers first. What feels lucky from 1 to 20?
Before they answer that, can we not get the sigh when Lon is doing well? He is acting on his best behavior. You know what I'm saying?
You'll have your 60 seconds. Let's go. Let's have the 3 questions from final. 3 numbers from final exam.
Winston, I got this. 4, 7, and 15.
4, 7, and 15 for final exam, and for Deep 13?
5, 8, and 16.
5, 8, 16.
Does that mean they beat us? No, I'm kidding.
Not yet. All right, so
Price is Right us?
yeah, that's right.
They literally just Price is Right.
You're gonna have 60 seconds to talk to your team starting now.
You see that, guys? They are jacking our swag like it's nobody's business. They out here trying to take on they're trying to pull the one over Jordan move. It's not how that works.
We're totally going to get closest to the real price without going over. I believe it.
All right. Hey, here's the thing. 3 JTs. Do not forget that.
Yep.
We still have the challenge. Do not forget that either. So if
Yep.
something feels funny, you shout, and I'll come in and be like, hey, they said they don't like that. And then we'll do the whole thing. But other than that, I believe in y'all. Y'all have been killing it. Let's keep it moving.
All right, thank you so much. So, Ken, you got 60 seconds to talk to your competitors starting now.
Gentlemen, I'm not going to give a lot of big fancy words and hoopla. We're here where we need to be. A lead this close. We're in field goal range. That works well for everyone but the Buffalo Bills. All you guys need to do is just take your time, take those breaths, take the beats, even if you know the answer. Just make sure we're on the same page. We got this. I believe in you, gentlemen. And that's what you are, gentlemen.
All right, well, thank you so much to Ken and to Winston. All right, we're going to drop them both out at the moment here. Okay, so we start with Deep 13, who chose category number 5. Category number 5 for Deep 13. That is the category of 2010s. 2010, so anywhere from 2010 to 2019. Who would like to take the 2-pointer?
I have no druthers. Whitney, you tell me.
I'll take this first one.
Okay. All right. Whitney Seibold will take the 2-pointer here. This will tie the game should he get it correct. Here you go, Whitney. 15 seconds. This 2014 ensemble film stars Ray Fiennes as a concierge who must prove his innocence when he is framed for murder.
Oh, gosh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing. The Grand Budapest Hotel is the answer. So you missed the
Never
2
seen it.
there. So now the 3-pointer will bounce to Alonzo Duralde. Alonzo Duralde to take the lead here. Chose category number 8. Category number 8, Alonzo. Category number 8, Angelina Jolie films. Angelina Jolie for your 3-pointer. Here you go, Alonzo. All right. Who stars as Susanna, who's an 18-year-old committed to a mental institution in 1999's Girl Interrupted?
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder.
Yes, for 3 points. Alonzo Duralde keeps them in, avoids the TKO, and we find ourselves now 27 to 26 mark as we get to final exam.
That's right. Final exam for your 2-point question. You selected category 4. Is that correct?
That sounds right, yes.
That's correct.
Then you have selected, spun, the category of directors between Paul and Paul's friend. Who would like to answer that question?
You want me to take directors? Or you?
I mean, I think either of us are fine with it. Do you want me to take it, or do you want to take
I'll take directors. Let me do
Okay.
directors.
Sounds good. Lon's going to take it.
All right.
No.
No?
All right. Lon Harris,
That's me.
son. 2-pointer. If
More than anybody.
any sort of speeding authoritative vehicles out of the audio earwaves of our listeners, here's the question for 2 points.
Got warrants, man.
In the world of directors, who directed 1978's Superman the movie?
Richard Donner.
Richard Donner.
For 2 points, that is correct, as we see ourselves now 28-27. And so where we stand is that Beep 13 will get their 5-point question. They can confer. If they get it correct, it'll bounce back to final exam. However, if they miss, then final exam will win and will play the Pride next week on the undercard of Smets versus Chandru. All right. Deep 13, category 16. Category 16 is the category you chose. That is the category of spy films. Spy films. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it
Will
is.
ever be.
Okay, here it is. Who directed the Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton spy drama, The Falcon and the Snowman?
Whitney, I know this one if you want to.
Take it if you know it.
John, what is your final answer?
That is correct for 5 points. John Schlesinger is correct. Big 5 points there from Alonzo Duralde, making final exam earn it here as we see ourselves 31 to 27. Mark as now
28 to 20, 31 to 32 to 28, right?
30. Hold on a second.
Because we were up 28-27 going into that question. So it should be 32 to 28.
Is this the last question? This is
It is
hard.
32-28. It is 32-28, Deep 13, 32-28. Really missing PJ Campbell right now. 32-28 as we get to the next question here, Mark.
I'm right here. I'm a human calculator. I got like a 200 on my math SATs. Okay, gentlemen, here's the situation. For your 3-point question, Paul, you're going to be taking this one solo. You selected, and pretty confidently so, the number 7. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right, that's going to correspond to the wild, wacky, wonderful world of the 1990s. And your question, for 3 points, and it can get you to within 1 of the lead from Deep 13. In the 1990s, Jean-Claude Van Damme stars opposite what actor in 1992's Universal Soldier?
Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren.
Steven Seagal. Final answer.
That is incorrect. We're
Like
looking
a
for
knife in my heart.
Dolph Lundgren is the answer. They both won Academy Awards for it. So now, Christian, sorry. We are going to go to the 5-point question. It all comes down to this, folks. I told you it was much more than an undercard. This is now the match. The question. 5 points. They may confirm. Lon and Paul, you may discuss with each other when you think you know the answer. For your 5-point category, you selected number 14?
15.
Yes, you did. Just testing you. 15, and that corresponds to, don't we love them, romantic comedies.
Love that category.
Rom-coms, as I call them. And for 5 points, your question. For the win. In what Judd Apatow film do the film's leads take a road trip to Las Vegas, which leads to them taking mushrooms and seeing a Cirque du Soleil show?
Well, I believe this is 40.
Knocked
No,
Up.
no, wait. Or is it?
Knocked
It's
Up.
Knocked Up when it's Seth Rogen.
Knocked
That's when they
Up.
first. Remember they have the realization and they come back. Repeat the question.
First one.
Knocked Up.
I was gonna say this is 40.
This is in the world of romantic comedies. In what Judd Apatow film do the film's leads take a road trip to Las Vegas, which leads to them taking mushrooms and seeing a Cirque du Soleil show?
Knocked Up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Knocked Up. Final answer.
And your winners, advancing to next week, final exam, Paul Oyama, Lon Harris, making a big shot there, big shot. All right, Lonzo, Whitney, gonna put you in the waiting room here for a moment. Great match by them, and now bringing in.
Oh, if y'all knew, I was over here like, it's not this is 40. It's not out. Please, Jesus, please correct yourself. Oh, Julie was so scared. I'm sorry, puppy.
Well, how do you?
We take like a trip in This Is 40, right? I'm picturing it.
In Knocked Up, they take the trip and they come back, and that's what makes them reunite with.
All right, I know. You're right. Obviously, you're
I'm not
right.
mistaken. I don't even think Seth Rogen is in this.
No, that's just not.
Just Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd because it's their
right,
relationship.
But the question didn't
Oh,
say Seth Rogen.
I had to double
Oh,
check.
Jesus.
Either way, that is the final. What a match there was. Alonzo Duralde and Whitney are just, I mean,
They're beasts.
they are dangerous as we see that match back and forth. And it really came down to, honestly, to the second round. Deep 13 had to go to multiple choice once. They still got it correct, but it did diminish the point by one. They played it right. It just went that way. But you guys, you win the match here. Winston, this is big as far as the standings go now because you just picked up another 2 points. Big 2 points here as you jump up in the standings now, getting closer to corruption for second place. How was the stress levels in this match?
I mean, to be honest with you, I have the smartest person in all of Wakanda right here with me. She doesn't really want to be on camera right now, so it's fine. But I said this at the draft. I'm going to look right into the camera so y'all can see this right now. I said this at the draft. I picked Paul. I picked Lon for a very specific reason. One, so that they can face each other in the singles tournament and fight over the belt. But more importantly, so the two of them could come together as a team and destroy this league. Y'all think you've seen the best teams that you have so far, and you haven't. Well, you have. You've seen them twice now. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the beginning.
Yeah, as much as I love you, your good camera isn't on, and you were looking at a different camera.
Oh, no. Oh, it was the... Oh, no. Wait a minute. Why didn't you tell me it was the bad camera? You didn't tell me this whole time? Here I am. Now I'm looking at it. God, I've been hanging out with the delinquent way too much clearly. I don't know what I'm looking at. My point is...
Don't steal my bit, dude.
You have seen them play twice, and now you get to see them go again and again and again.
Either way, big win here. So let me ask you, Paul, look, someone said it in the chat, and I got to agree. You're one of the younger players. You're the youngest singles champion we've ever had, but you play this game like someone who's been playing it for 7 seasons. You took your time. You waited. You didn't rush into the answer at the very end there. You almost said this is 40, but you waited and you took your time before you gave your final answer. Is it from the time watching? Have you learned? You're picking things up, and is it working with swag? Do you feel like your game has just kind of changed and evolved?
I don't know if it's necessarily the watching. I think it's just the practicing. Like I spent a lot of time before I was even here in the Schmoedown playing trivia, training my mind to be ready, to be careful. That's why I knew we had to kind of reason out. We had all of our repeats. That's why I didn't want to waste any repeats on the three-pointer. I just had to zero in and make sure I knew which movie was which. Yeah, I mean, you really just got to make sure you have, especially with a five-pointer, you might as well use all your repeats. You can't take them home with you. So, yeah, I'm just glad we got the W.
Juan, you clearly know a lot about movies, despite what's going on in your personal life, but do you look at somebody like a primetime Paul Oyama who's able to kind of get his life back on the highway, so to speak, and say, hey, you know what, I can do that too. I can get my life back personally at the same time I'm succeeding in a team professionally?
I mean, I don't know. I'm living my best life right now. I'm walking the earth. I'm meeting the people. Everybody should do this, man. Like give up all your stuff and just hit the road. That would be my message for the kids.
All right, well, it's last thing here before we let you guys go and bring in Deep 13 and get to the main event here. Winston, next week, it's not over yet. You guys are going to be right back here.
Hang on.
Yes, sir.
Not over. We got to do this some more.
You got to do it again.
Yes, Lawrence, yes, you have to keep doing it.
Next week, you got Pride. You got Ben Goddard. And you have Rachel Silvestrini, also another 2-0 team. You guys are both 2-0, and now you're going to be on the undercard of another match that you're going to be taking place in. You're going to have 2 matches next week.
First of all, let me tell you something. You know what's not that interesting? The Corruption Invitational. Welcome to the Swag Invitational. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bite y'all's idea because it was a good idea, but it wasn't that fun. Second of all, let's do this math real quick. We don't have the updated score yet, do you? I just want to see where we're at.
The rankings?
Yeah.
Well, there it is. 24.
Right.
So you pick up 2 points.
So if we get 2. So if we hit another 2 at the minimum, that puts us at, 26, but 3 ties us at 27, and then it's a title match, so how much do we get for that?
Title match for Inner Geekdom title match, it's 4 points.
It is 4. So if we do 3, it would be 27, another 4 would be 31. So that would technically put us in the lead for a minute. So I'm just gonna say this. If this is early, all right? But I have watched everyone. Shannon, get out of here. I have watched what Ace did. The whole team rallied around Ace, and on top of doing that, it inspired everybody else. And so now you see exactly what Final Exam just did, and now they're even more motivated. I mean, Lon was here. I'll figure out if I have to go and find him myself, I will drag him here. And Chandru has been our coach. He has been the man that has fueled everybody. If you don't believe that Chandru is ready for this, then I got some oceanfront property to sell you in Kansas. That's all I got to say.
Well, thank you guys very much. So congratulations to Final Exam here, who takes out a very game team in Alonzo Duralde and Whitney Seibold, Deep 13. Thank you. We'll see you next week when you face the Pride. All right, going to move Winston.
Yeah, good trip, baby.
Paul and Lon, and if we could have you guys drop out because we have to bring in our other competitors, we are going to bring back here both Alonzo, Whitney, and manager Ken Knapsack. Guys, this was a really tough one because it was, and people were even talking, they couldn't believe that this was the undercard because it seemed like a main event. Whitney, it seemed, it was that 2-pointer there. Was that just, had you seen him food past Toto to just walk on that one? What happened with the 2-pointer?
I'm pretty sure I misheard you. I was thinking of Ray Liotta films. Did you say Ray Liotta?
I did not say Ray Liotta. I said Ray.
That's what my ear heard. I was thinking of Ray Liotta movies. The only Ray Liotta movies that came out that year were things like The Identical, and I know that wasn't it. So I blame my earbuds on this one.
Fair enough. Alonzo, you got to be happy with the way you guys played again, though, too, because that was, I mean, you were just kind of lights out playing there back and forth. I will echo what I said in the beginning of this match. It doesn't matter with the loss. You guys seem to work very well as a team. I mean, I would assume, and I can ask Ken this in a second here, too, that you guys will be playing in the team's tournament that's coming up. Do you think that because of this, you'll learn and maybe, teams should look out?
Yeah, I mean, when there's no conferring going on, I could only sit there helplessly and watch that happen. But, when a loss by one makes every error sting, and I came out of the gate with 2 of them myself. So, that was as much to blame as anything else. My brain was not giving me the answers on those first 2. I hopefully made up for it later. But yeah, no, I think, Whitney and I are going to keep this thing going, and I think the more we play, the more comfortable we are doing it, and you've not heard the last of us.
Yeah, Ken, I might disagree with my announcing partner in crime here just because it seems like you're managing water and water. Maybe you need a little bit of oil to shake it up. What I mean by that is that Whitney and Alonzo, as classy as can be, as smart as can be, but they were just felled by a team who seems to have diverging personalities and walks of life. So, Ken, do you maybe challenge one of the members of Deep 13 to start walking the earth a little bit, to take an extended camping trip, to steal someone's dog? How can you change their personal lives to enhance what's going on with their team in the Schmoedown?
I mean, of all the questions I was prepared for, I wasn't expecting you to ask Alonzo Duralde to be homeless for a week or something like that in the Schmoedown. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about the past. We have to live in the present going forward. Look what they showed you today. Little hiccups here and there. That's for the Sit to Action podcast to debate for a 2.5-hour live stream. Go watch it. God bless. I'm so proud of Alonzo and I'm so proud of Whitney. And the Schmoedown needs folks like them around, and we're not done. We're not done. I couldn't be more proud of what they did. I'm concerned about Lon Harris as a friend. Concerned. I'm pretty sure he crashed Mary Louise Parker's Santa Clarita house and is just sitting at her computer. I'm worried about that, but other than that, great match today. Good team.
All right, well, once again, Deep 13 putting on a hell of a match. I would assume, maybe I'm wrong, who knows, we got to see what the manager comes up with, that we'll see you in the team's tournament when it arrives in October or so. So thank you guys once again, hell of a match. I can't thank you enough for the match that was played here today, Whitney and Alonzo. We'll see you real soon.
And congrats to Final Exam, y'all did great.
Thank you, Alonzo. Always classy in defeat, as always, is Alonzo Duralde. Thank you to Ken Knapsack. All right, we're going to ask all of our competitors that are not in the next match to kindly drop out as we get ready for the main event. It is Goosebump City as John Rocha, the Outlaw, goes up against big-time Ethan Erwin. It all goes down in just a moment here. Go take your bathroom breaks. Do what you got to do. Rocha versus Erwin. It's coming up in just a moment here.
Right, soon. It's gonna be soon.
Okay, well, great match. Fucking awesome. Great win by Lon and Paul. Final exam. Hashtag swag. But, commend Whitney and Alonzo. They played a great match. That was a hell of a pull by them on that 5-pointer. You could have given me a million guesses. I wouldn't have known that answer. Excellent match. But next up, the main event, the Outlaw John Rocha and big-time Ethan Erwin. It's gonna be something. Cannot wait. I can fast forward through this since I'm a little bit behind. So, yeah. Put this AC on and get a little warm in here.
So, Andrew, I'll give you Bateman one-on-one on an undercard of a very, very big match that I have just signed. One of the biggest cards in movie trivia Schmoedown history, Andrew Guy versus Ben the Boss Bateman. It would be incredible to get Andrew Guy's best game against Ben Bateman's best game in an Action Army sequel. Chris Jericho takes on Kevin Smith. Chris Jericho wants to play the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
I'm not messing around. Look out, movie trivia Schmoedown.
But I can compete. Like, I love that shit. I'm ready to Schmoedown. Throw down with the Schmoedown.
Who will win? Join us. Subscribe now. YouTube.com/The Schmoedown.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah! You're muted! You're muted!
Now, can't hear Christian, but as soon as he turns his microphone on, we will. In the meantime, this is the golden throw to Mark Ellis. Molly has taken a toy pee break, but we are here, we are ready, and Christian, the headlining match is upon us.
It is a massive, massive main event, and not only it is a massive main event, it's a massive months of movie trivia Schmoedown. So much exciting stuff coming your way. What a time it is to be a patron. For those people, there are a lot of people right now who are watching this live who upped to the $10 tier. Why is that the most bang for your buck that you get? Because you just saw that promo there for Kevin Smets, who's coming back against Chandru, and now you have the Pride versus Final Exam. That all happens next week, August 7th. You're a $10 patron, you get that. And then the following week, you're going to have Dan Murrell defending the championship against whoever wins here tonight in the main event. You have all of these other great matches that are happening. There's going to be a team's title match between the Founding Fathers and Corruption, and all at the $10 tier. Or you just go to schmoedownlive.com and purchase them singly. You can go and do that for sure. And the singles tournament, that's coming up. That all starts on Monday. The play-in matches all begin on Monday. And then we're going to have 4 matches per week, plus a pay-per-view on Friday. And then on August 27th, it's a massive, massive event on the undercard. If you can call it an undercard, let's call it a co-main event. Andrew Guy versus Ben Bateman to the Action Army, the Action Civil War. It comes to a head in the number 1 contender match on August 27th in the undercard of the biggest main event we have ever had in the Schmoedown. Chris Jericho, Le Champion, the AEW, former AEW champion, going up against Kevin Smith, the Silent One himself. Kevin Smith, that's right. It's a dream to just say it. And it all goes down on youtube.com/The Schmoedown. Check it out. What a massive event it is, Mark.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Chris Jericho and I share a love of hard rock and heavy metal music, and Kevin Smith and I share the same face. And so that tournament Christian's talking about starts August 10th is when we're going to start that carnage on that Monday. But Christian, when you look at the landscape of everything going on in the Schmoedown right now, you know how we used to talk about doing movie reviews on Schmoes, know how August is kind of that lame month where some movies kind of go to die? Look, we'd love to go see any movie in any theater in August. Probably not going to get that opportunity, but August, it's going to get hot, it's going to get scintillating, and it's going to get scalding because of the movie trivia Schmoedown. You never have to leave your house, kids. You can enjoy it from right here and across all platforms right now. I've just been told over 1,000 fans are watching this live. The only negative to that, Christian, not one person has entered the Win a Date with Me contest as of now.
Well, they won't win that, but you know what's up to win tonight is points for the factions. Now, if you look at the current standings as they are today, Mark, and especially after that win by Swag, the current standings are the following. We are going to have the Finstock Exchange, who's still in first place, Corruption, 27 points, Swag with those 2 big points, 24. The match here tonight is a number 1 contender match. It's 3 rounds. The regular match is worth 2 points. Unless, of course, you get a knockout, then it's worth 3. If John Rocha wins here today, they would find themselves now with 31 points. And the usual suspects, they need this. They need it to just tie and get into 7th and 8th. They need it. But they need it for a lot of different reasons. And to be able to knock John Rocha out of here, because if Ethan wins, he gets that big rematch against Dan Murrell. Remember, Ethan was on a tear. Dan Murrell took Ethan out in New York, and Ethan hasn't really been the same in the singles division since. John Rocha, on the other hand, has been more motivated, more locked in than we've ever seen him. He's the team's champion now. He took out Paul Oyama in a TKO in the beginning of the season. John Rocha is locked in, but there's a thing about Ethan that I don't know, but the way it looks, I think there's something that in the past has intimidated John. There's something about Ethan that intimidates John, but can he get over it tonight? Can he figure it out? Can he lock in? He's done it before. We've seen how many times there's something that's gotten in the way of the Outlaw, and what does the Outlaw do? He knocks it out of the way and he accomplishes it. But there was someone in the past that never happened, and that's the Patriots. Is Ethan the same as the Patriots? We're going to find out tonight.
Yeah, Christian, as we've seen, as the world of athletics slowly opens its doors to their competitors, you see they're finding their footing pretty quickly. Why? Because they've been in that white-hot spotlight countless times, as has Ethan Erwin, as has John Rocha in this format. So they've done it in the studio. They've done it on a live stage in front of thousands of screaming fans. I doubt that this new virtual situation is going to throw them off too much. The real question is, what is the 5-pointer that it's all going to come down to? I don't see another scenario playing out here. I think we're going down to the wire, partner.
Well, it is a long history between these two, so buckle up as you find out how Big Time and the Outlaw all came to be. Are you ready for an epic promo? Well, check this one out.
People want to see this be legitimate. That means I gotta defend it. And if I gotta defend it against you, I'm winning this damn belt again. Hey, this game. I love it to pieces. I'll probably play it till I'm dead. But looking on to next year, here's the deal. What do you know about me? I do not stay down for too long, do I?
Born wild in a world that wants to tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I make.
Don't ever doubt the outlaw. I'm coming back in 2019 even stronger than ever.
Watch me now. Whole lot of fun, we're gonna sacred ground. Can't stop me now. Don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be tamed. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now. Watch me now.
Got ourselves a match, boys and girls. Ethan Erwin, 2018. That was his year. He is described as one of those punchers. You got to be careful. Boom! Out of nowhere, he'll knock you out. He's that good. He's a former champion for a reason.
I mean, we all remember the last time these two butted heads. I believe it ended in a TKO.
Really good players, they go away. Legends never die.
John Rocha, you know him, you love him, he's a legend.
Me, John Rocha, is going down. You can see me beat him for a third time. First time in a TKO. The next time was you and I versus Viviani. This time I bring my little friend. Check it out.
I questioned myself. I wondered if I still had the guts, the fire, the heart. I didn't know if my time was done. No, it was a good match. Ethan's a fantastic competitor. Apology to Sam Levine for not knowing that he was Hirschberg.
I'm not still mad about that. It's ridiculous that a belt was awarded that day.
And the Outlaw Nation was telling me, get up, get off your knees. Don't you quit now. And then we kicked the crap out of corruption for those belts. Then we beat Shazam and retained those belts. And then I beat Paul Oyama.
They say you know a legend when you see one. Watch me now. Whole lot of fun, we're gonna sacred ground. Can't stop me now. Don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be tamed. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now.
And big time, Ethan Erwin, it goes down.
Look, you're a legend. You're a champ. But you're also old school. This is the new school, baby. Me and my pal, we're taking you down. Have a good time, Outlaw.
All I can tell you is that I'll be ready to fight. And I've never been ready to fight against Ethan 100%, and I know I'll be ready on that day. So win or lose, I'll have nothing to hang my head about. I'll be ready to fight him when the time comes. So you're going to get the best match I've ever given anybody in the history of the Schmoedown. It's going to be a whole nation of outlaws that you're going to be facing.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Watch me now. Whole lot of fun, we're gonna sacred ground. Can't stop me now. Don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be tamed. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now. Watch me now.
Nerd Chronic is a killer at them promos.
I mean, come on. That is like, I feel like I'm in Vegas at MGM about 3 years ago because I want to be responsible. It is that kind of atmosphere. Holy crap, both of these guys are just mega trivia players, and to have all the history, a legend like John Rocha, a power player like Ethan Erwin, the factions battling right here, to find out also in the drama of Sabrina Ramirez right now watching, Jen Kemp watching, to find out their fate. Is Sabrina going to be in the tournament? If Rocha wins tonight, she will be. This is nuts. There's so much on the line right now, and obviously the biggest thing, whoever wins goes to play Dan Murrell in 2 or 3 weeks from now for the championship. The stakes couldn't be higher.
Christian, it seems like every time we get one of those promos, we always tip our cap to Nerd Chronic Eric. That might have been his opus, and he had a lot of raw clay to work with. There's so much history between these two gentlemen, and I'm going to go further back than even just in the movie Trivia Schmoedown and all 7 seasons of that. Ethan works in the movie industry. He knows the ins and outs of the business. John Rocha has done every odd job and starred in a number of projects that pertain to movies, and so they live this stuff. They eat, sleep, breathe it, and they have since they were little kids, as long ago as that may be. Christian, it almost seems like their entire lives have all led to this moment right here on a show hosted by 2 guys in their garages.
Well, they both are very, very excited to have this match. They've both been pumped up about it. They've been on backstage, they've been on promo shows, they've been tweeting about it. They're all ready. And the 2 people who are really ready right now are the managers on separate sides right now in the standings. You have the manager of the first place team here of the Finstock Exchange, Bobby Gucci, and the former singles champion of the world and former teams champion, a legend in his own right, and the manager of the Usual Suspects. He is Sam Levine, the Inglorious One. Sam, I got to start with you. You made a big move here to get Ethan Erwin on your squad. You didn't get him. He had said many times he thought you were going to draft him right away. You didn't draft him, but you wound up getting him anyway. How much of the plan rides on tonight?
This is it. When Ethan wins this match, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from a belt. And the Usual Suspects, this is a faction that deserves belts, and Ethan is a player who deserves belts. So this is definitely a big piece of the puzzle. I don't want to put too much on Ethan. It's not the only piece, but it's a big piece, and I feel extremely confident about this match. This is going to be devastating, and my apologies in advance. You're supposed to be nice to your elders, and it's going to get ugly.
Tom, you know sports as well as I do. The lineage of sports is littered with great players who just couldn't really cut it as coaches, and yet sometimes it's the last player on the roster who never saw action that becomes the great coach. Sam was a great player. You, as a player, are the equivalent of blowing your knee out day 1 of training camp. So why have you been such a better manager than Sam Levine?
I just instill confidence in my players, He teaches them how to spell every once in a while. That's about it. I instill confidence. That's why we're in the lead here. Like I said, Ethan could show his little doll here and there, but is he going to be on Mount Rushmore? I don't think so. He's a great player. Sam's a great player. But John's a legend. Big difference.
One of the big difference here, though, Bobby, is that this match right now, if you win, it'll be the second time that the Finstock Exchange will be playing for the singles championship, and it sets up the epic rematch between Rocha and Merle. However, if you lose, it sends John into the singles tournament, and it also allows Corruption a chance to solely take first place. Does that stuff weigh in your mind? Do you just focus at the task at hand? Is it a little bit of column A, column B?
Does it surprise you we're going to play twice for the championship? The same faction? It shouldn't surprise anybody. We have the best players in the league. That's just the bottom line. Yeah, Corruption's creeping up in the standings. So is Swag. Doesn't really make a difference. The horses are out of the stable. They're at the starting gate. We're ready to rock. Let's put it that way.
All right, so last question here for Sam Levine as we go to bring in our competitors. So Ethan Erwin here, should he win, he is going to play against Dan Merle. Now, you've both played against Dan Merle. You both have defeated by Dan Merle. Is that another thing? Is it incentive to get to the championship of a Dan Merle, almost like putting the Drago on the mirror, or is it just like same kind of question? Let's focus on the task at hand. Let's take out John. You have beaten John in the past, so maybe a little bit of an incentive there.
No, absolutely. The strategy I tell everyone is, you take it one match at a time. Don't think about your match after this. You think about the match you're in. Don't lose focus. But the fact that Ethan and Dan have played twice now, and it's gone, one way for each of them. Everyone wants to see that rubber match. So sure, as a fan, I want to watch that match. But today it's absolutely about taking down Mr. John Rocha, and I feel very confident in Ethan's ability to do that since kind of already done it before. So,
all right, well, good. Oops. Sorry, Sam. All right, so, well, good luck to both Sam Levine and to Gucci. Going to remove you here for a moment there, gentlemen. All right, Mark. So, managers have spoken. Are you ready?
Yeah, I was, and now I'm just wondering what the connection between Tom and the Paul Hogan movie Flipper is, but I guess I'll get that answer in the post-match interview. It's time for the headlining match. Harloff, if you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah!
Introducing first. Representing the usual suspects. With a record of 9 wins, 4 defeats, and 4 knockouts. He is the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Ethan Big Time Erwin. Ethan Big Time Erwin. The doll. Have you named the doll at this point?
I haven't yet. Well, let's see what happens after this match.
You really should. Ethan, listen, man, this has been something I've known you for a very long time here, and I know how competitive you are. I know how knowledgeable you are, and you had this run in 2018 where you just looked absolutely unstoppable. And then last year, I wouldn't say the tracks came off, but it wasn't the same type of performance. This year, you have that match against Jeff Snyder, you win it, and then you wind up getting traded to Sam Levine. How crucial has Sam Levine been in this approach to playing John Rocha?
He's been great. I mean, just someone of his caliber, with his knowledge of not just movies, but of the game and strategy. When I first came into this, I was really just kind of brute force, pure knowledge, and, he's helped me, I think, come at it from a different perspective. So I still have the knowledge, but now I have some of the strategy as well.
Yeah, Ethan, my birthday was 24 days ago, and you said Iron Man would come visit. He didn't. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. What I want to ask...
Did you go to that spot in Malibu?
No, I was in Hermosa.
Oh. Well, I'll get back to you on this.
Okay, well then, I'll ask you this question. A lot of people have speculated, and Christian alluded to as much in his pregame words. Some people think you were able to get into John Rocha's head a little bit, to intimidate him and just weasel your way in between those ears and creep around and crawl and make him make an unusual mistake for a player of his caliber. Are you in his head right now?
I've been trying to be. I think so. I mean, look, he knows. You don't really have to use psychology when you have history. And you can see what's happened when we've gotten together before. But I'll say, look, he has been studying. I know he's been studying with Barbarian, who's a friggin' genius. So, who knows? But look, I'm excited to be able to face him again. He's a good guy. He's a legend. We're going to have a lot of fun.
All right, Ethan. Well, good luck to you. Going to put you in the waiting room while we bring in the Outlaw here. All right, big time Ethan Erwin. This is going to be very, very exciting. And his opponent. Representing the Finstock Exchange with a record of 15 wins, 9 defeats, and 4 knockouts. He is the former 2-time singles champion and the reigning movie trivia Schmoedown team champion of the world. He is the Outlaw John Rocha. The Outlaw John Rocha. The championship in his hand in one of the biggest matches of his career. John, We see you there, ready for Ethan Erwin. This is massive. It's a big, big match for you. And how have you been? How you been feeling? How you've been, preparing for this match?
I don't know if you know this, Christian, but there's a coronavirus going on, so I'm preparing by wearing my mask and getting ready to survive against Ethan Erwin. That's what I'm doing against the usual suspects, and doing it for my team. That's what I'm doing. I'm hyped for this match. I'm ready. Let's do this thing. We've been waiting all day. It's the main event. I know you've been promoting those rookies, Kevin Smith and Chris Jericho, but this is the headline event right here. The Outlaw and Ethan Erwin, big time, going at it, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, toe-to-toe, glasses to glasses. That's how we're doing it tonight. So get ready, everybody. Get hyped up, Outlaw Nation. Wake up, usual suspects, and let's get it on.
John Rocha being very safe, making sure he doesn't get COVID-19 in his eyeballs. John, look, you've had a number of different forays in the world of entertainment and its industry. You've done voiceover. You've acted successfully. You host numerous podcasts. You've even done some stand-up, but you always come back home to the movie trivia Schmoedown. For all the fans, and we have well over a theater's worth of people watching right now, and especially the newer fans, what is it about this sport that keeps you coming back for another bite at the apple?
Listen, from the beginning, Christian Harloff came to me and he said, hey, I'm doing this thing. I want you to be a part. I'm in. He didn't even finish the sentence. You know why? Because I love movies. I live, breathe, eat, sleep, crap movies. That's what I do. I live. It's in my blood. It's in my veins. So the chance to prove my knowledge against the best, to go toe-to-toe against the best, has always inspired me and motivated me and brought me back to the Schmoedown every single time. Christian will tell you, you can tell him, Mark Ellis. I've almost walked away how many times because I love this game so much and had stuff not go my way or the questionable decisions by a certain somebody on this panel, and I still came back and won belts, won titles, and finally defended one at the end of last year. So I am on that Rushmore for a reason. But it never ends for me proving that I deserve to be on that Rushmore. I always like to test how good I am against the best, and Ethan Erwin is one of the best.
All right, John, one more question before we start this match up here, too. Obviously, we know how much is on the line, not only for the factions. This is a new thing that, you've been in these high-pressure situations before, these high-pressure matches. Maybe none with the fact of the added faction stress, the Sabrina Ramirez thing, her fate now in your hands, you have that. You have this potential, but the big thing, as we all know, and I couldn't agree with you more, championships in this thing is everything. Faction points are great, but championships are everything. And if you win here today, you face your team partner who has been, it was the biggest match we ever had. Is that in your head? Do you put that aside for the moment, or does it help you motivate? What has the Dan Murrow match been like, the thought process of it going into this?
I'll tell you what, I've been excited at the possibility, but this feels like deja vu again, right? Remember, just before Brooklyn, it was me and Ethan for the title, and I lost it, and he went on to face Dan. You know why? Because I was kind of nervous about it, looking ahead. All I'm thinking about is this match in front of me. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Let all them talk about trilogies and rubber matches and all that kind of crap. I got no time for it. I'm here to play a match, take on Ethan Erwin, and if I beat him, then after the match, I can tell you exactly how I feel about the possibility of facing Dan Murrow, but not until then.
All right, well, thank you, John. We're going to remove John, bring in both of them here. And just a reminder to all patrons right now, the winner and the winning manager will be in a Q&A with us afterwards. We'll be talking to patrons, and we will send out the link to you guys so you can be on camera with the winners and the winning manager at the end. That's for the $10 patrons and up. So if you are a patron, you will be receiving that link. All right, Mark, the competitors have arrived. And another reminder to people in the chat, no question, no answers in the chat. You will be removed from the chat. We also remind the managers to have your hands up while you're watching and make sure also that you are in the private chat and not the live chat of both Gucci and to Sam Levine. All right, Mark, the round number one rules.
That's right. As John Rocha looks like he's doing a broadcast from his basement, and Ethan looks like his disapproving father. In round number one.
It's true.
8 questions from 8 different corners of movie trivia, Schmoedown, and know-how. Those are asked to the field. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing, at least not in round number 1, but I'm pretty sure you fellas already knew that. As soon as we ask the question, you have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever utensil you have handy on whatever whiteboard surface you prefer. Once we ask you by name or nickname to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. I'll remind each competitor of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself some more time, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point throughout the 3-round match. You as a competitor may initiate the challenge. It must be ratified by your managerial component. Christian, they're sat, they're ready to go. This is old hat, no pun intended, Rocha. They know how to do this. It's just a matter of who's going to do it a tiny bit better.
All right, well, we asked the Outlaw, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Ethan, are you ready?
Always be closing.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! All right, round number 1, question number 1. Gentlemen, here it is. Action Adventure, Day of the Soldado is the subtitle of the sequel to what 2015 action thriller?
Sicario.
Alrighty.
It's hard to even talk right now. Just want to want it right. And
ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. We start with Rocha.
Sicario?
Yes, sir. Ethan.
Sicario.
1-1. Next question, Mark.
Solid penmanship by both competitors early in the match. All right, gentlemen. Next category is 80s movies. We all remember that decade somewhat. What 1984 comedy revolves around a college fraternity called Lambda, Lambda, Lambda? 1984, good year for a lot of stuff. Christian, where were you?
Waiting for this match.
I think you hyped it up enough.
I watched this a few weeks ago.
I'm excited.
Revenge of the Nerds.
2, 1. Pens down. Pens down, please. Hands up. And
I couldn't write it. I said Animal House.
that's incorrect. And Rocha.
I know. Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, you had it. All right, Rocha. 2-1. 2-1. First lead there by Rocha. All right, next question. Here it is. This is question number 3. In the world of dramas, who stars as Dr. Bennett Omalu in the 2015 drama Concussion?
So, you got some great posters of Schmoedown Pass behind
Will
you there,
Smith.
That's a good
Oh, yeah. Shire Wolves.
5, 4. Who's the boss? 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start with Rocha.
Will Smith.
Yes, it is. Ethan?
Will Smith.
Correct. All right. So 3-2. Rocha has a 1-point lead as we get to question number 4.
They told the truth on that one. Your next question. Famous actors and actresses. And the question for a point. Which actor played the comic book characters Bruce Wayne and Adrian Toombs? You know, that Concussion, good football movie, Christian. Guess who just ordered $200 worth of Washington Professional Football Men's Intramural Club of DC merchandise?
Me. 5, 4, 3. It's a gift. 2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down, please. And Erwin.
Michael Keaton.
Yes. Rocha.
Michael Keaton, son.
Yes, it is. Here is the next question. The next question. Number 5. It is fantasy sci-fi.
Oh, boy.
Who directed 2015's Tomorrowland?
I know where you were in 2015. I don't need to ask.
I was with you.
You were shoving pretzel nubs in your face.
Brad Bird.
Back in the day. 5,
So good.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up. And John Rocha?
Brad Bird.
Yes. Ethan?
Brad Bird.
What a match it is. Exactly what we thought it would be. 5-4 as we get to our next question. Mark, this is question 6.
All right, this is in the category of comedies. And laughing ensues. Your question. James Franco and Seth Rogen traveled to what country to interview a dictator in the comedy The Interview? I love the squeak, Christian. It's like the
Believe it's
squeak of a
North
shoe on a
Korea.
basketball court.
100% thinking the same thing. Well done. And 5,
Great minds.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, and Ethan.
North Korea.
Yes, John.
North Korea.
Yes, it is 6-5. Rocha keeping that 1-point lead, but Erwin right on his trail. Here is the next one. Horror thriller.
Oh boy.
What iconic actor played Imhotep in 1932's The Mummy?
I do have to issue an apology to everyone in the chat room, Christian. I brought up pretzel nubs, and everyone just said they're hungry.
What's his name?
It's going to pain them to know Christian used to dip them in delicious nacho cheese.
Forgot
This is
his
really good in
name.
Philadelphia. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And John.
I don't know. Lon Chaney
Boris
Jr.
Karloff.
It's incorrect. Ethan?
Boris Karloff.
Yes, Ethan ties the game there 6-6. 6-6 as we have a tie game. The perfect round is no longer an option as we get to our next question, number 8. Final question in this round, Mark.
That's what I thought Christian's last name was for the first 5 years of our friendship. In the world of animated movies, movies drawn by hand or on a computer, your question for a point, gentlemen. Who composed the scores for all of the Toy Story films? Good question to close us out. Just about as perfect as you can get without being perfect.
Thomas Newman.
And here we go with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Ethan.
Randy Newman.
Yes, John.
Randy Newman.
7-7. 7-7. And that is the end of round number 1, exactly what we thought it would be. Going to bring in the manager here. And now we get to the rules of round number 2.
Round number 2, this is the singles format, which means round number 2 is going to feature a wheel, sure, fate, destiny, ultimately justice, but a spin at that wheel is going to yield a category where each competitor is going to hear 4 questions in said genre. Each question worth 2 points. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. Why is that important? Well, stealing is available and in play for each and every question in round number 2. So, Christian, we have a sponsored wheel slice courtesy of one of our patrons, and that category is the amazingly talented Viola Davis. If somebody spins that and keeps it as their category, we're going to say the name of that movie trivia Schmoedown Patreon member. Thank you to all of our supportive patrons.
All right, so we have ourselves a tie game. John Rocha is the favorite here, so we will ask John and Gucci. You have 60 seconds to decide if you want to go first or second. Going to drop out Ethan and Sam here. And here we go.
First of all, great round. Great round.
Boris Karloff, man. Should have thought you had a repeat on that one.
Lon Chaney Jr. Was in Trader Vic's. He had great hair.
Yeah.
Per Warren Z.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, per Warren Z.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. I knew you would like that one. Great stuff. You know what we'll do here? You know what we'll do?
Yeah.
Let's make him spin.
Yeah. Let's see what they get.
Yeah, I like it.
Is that fine? You're going to make him spin first?
Yeah. Ethan wins.
All right. So we're going to drop out Rocha and Gooch and bring back Sam and Ethan. Sam, you got 60 seconds to talk to Ethan starting now.
Hey, buddy, that was freaking great.
Hey, thanks.
No, I loved it. The fact that he couldn't go perfect, that's going to bother him so much more than it should.
Yes.
So just enjoy that. Soak that up. Don't sweat the Revenge of the Nerds. You know, all 80s comedies are, interchangeable at some point, so shake that one.
Hardcore fact.
All right.
So, all right, do your thing, man.
Good. No, I'm excited. I mean, I wanted to spin. I always spin first, so I'm excited to do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, they gave us a gift.
Here's the wheel. The wheel is up, and here is the spin by Ethan.
Round it goes.
Really see that wheel.
It's impressive.
Viola Davis, Harrison Ford, I saw in there.
Yep.
Oh, look at that!
Spinner's choice it is. Spinner's choice.
Oh, heck.
So Ethan, you're gonna get your choice here. 60 seconds to decide, starting now.
Well, Sam, obviously I should go with one of the ones I put on there. I feel is
smartest move.
Is a smart move. I guess I'll do it. I'll do Catherine Bigelow.
Catherine Bigelow. All right, Catherine Bigelow.
What you say?
All right, Sam, we're going to remove you here. We're going to bring back John. All right, we're going to get 4 questions in the realm of Catherine Bigelow. Mark.
Yes, we are. Catherine Bigelow, famed director. All right, Ethan, you seem pretty confident in this category. I mean, you chose it for Spinner's Choice, so here we go. Your first question. 2017's Detroit depicts real-life riots which occurred during what decade?
The 60s.
I'm going to assume you meant the 1960s.
I did
Yes,
mean
that
the
is 2 points.
Oh. I don't know. Should we challenge that, Tom? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's
Should
true.
have been the 1860s, the 1760s.
That's true.
Mark should not be helping you answer the right question there. That's a bit fishy, Christian. I don't know.
Are you doing an official challenge?
I mean, he didn't say 1960s, and 1960s is the answer. Tom, what do you think?
I put in for a challenge. That's not clarified.
Okay.
The 60s could be the
60s. That could be any
1360s.
That could
We
be
know what it
19
is, but
separate 60s. So.
All right. Well,
I mean, yeah, fine.
challenge is up there. Challenge is up there. We're going to confer with myself and PJ and Mark. We'll be right back.
They got a point. You should have to say 1960, and he didn't. They got a point. This is taking some time, huh? We're having a hard time discussing this, I'm betting.
All right, and we are coming back here, ladies and gentlemen. We have officially made our decision here. Mark?
We have ruled that Rocha's out of the game. He's done. No, what we're ruling is as follows. Ethan responded with the answer of the 60s, and then me, the host, wanting to, move the game along, assumed it was the 1960s. Probably should have asked him for a clarification. I didn't, even though I think we all understood what Ethan was trying to say. Officially, he did not say the correct answer, and I gave it to him. So the only fair ruling is for John Rocha to retain his use of a challenge, and we will ask Ethan a new first question in the world of
No. That's ridiculous. You asked.
That's how it always. By the way, that's how it always goes.
You assisted him in answering that question. There were riots in the 1860s as well. It's not our job to. It's not your job to infer our answers. Or Hetty Headley would have counted. So this is ridiculous. Or Alba. Come on, like the 1960s is the correct answer. He said 60s. Come on.
You can chalk it up to an answer here, or you can chalk it up to whatever you want. You keep your challenge, and Ethan gets a new question. You can call my fault if you want.
If Sam was on the other side, he'd be losing his mind. But because this player, he's not doing that. But, all right, let's keep going.
All right. Gonna remove both Sam and Bobby Finstock here. So we start with a new question. This is question number 1.
Okay. Yes, it is. Question number 1 in the world of Catherine Bigelow. Ethan, Zero Dark 30 follows the real-life mission to kill whom?
Osama bin Laden.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right. There's question number 2.
In May 2011. There you go.
All right. Question number 2.
Ethan, In the world of Catherine Bigelow, which four-time Oscar-nominated actor stars as a member of a motorcycle gang in Catherine Bigelow's 1981 directorial debut, The Loveless?
Willem Dafoe.
2 more points for Ethan, Christian. He knows this director well.
All right, question number 3.
Ethan, your penultimate question for Catherine Bigelow movies. What is the military rank of Jeremy Renner's character in The Hurt Locker?
Sergeant.
That is correct for 2 more points.
All right, here is the final question. Here you go.
All right, Ethan, you are sporting a perfect round so far, 6 points. And that puts you 6 points ahead of your competitor, John the Outlaw Rocha. To pad that by 2 more points. After appearing in Aliens, which actor played Jesse Hooker, the leader of a clan of vampires in 1987's Near Dark?
Lance Henriksen.
The great Lance Henriksen. And Christian, that's a perfect round 2 for Ethan.
All right, so we start ourselves 15-7. 15-7. Ethan Erwin having a perfect round there in round number 2. All right, we're going to remove Ethan. We're going to bring back Gucci here. You got 60 seconds to talk to John. Bobby, starting now.
Shake it off.
Oh yeah, we're done with it. Let's move on. Let's spin now. Nothing we can do about it now.
Spin and see what we get.
Like it hasn't happened before.
Perfect. We can go perfect as well.
Let's see.
All right, so you ready for the wheel?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the first spin? Here it is.
This could be horror movies.
We'll spin again.
60 seconds. All right, not going to use 60 seconds.
Nope,
All right,
spin again.
Here's the spin.
Yeah, Chris, I think the only thing really working out there would be opponent's choice. Everything else, Outlaw feels pretty confident in.
90s.
Oof. All right.
Christian, can you clarify, is this the 1990s?
It is the 1990s. 1990s. Not the 80s. 1990s. All right, so we're going to remove both of them.
I'm gonna drive to your house right now. You keep going. I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna get in the car. I'm gonna take a time out in the middle of this round. Drive to your house.
So here is the category of the 1690s. Here we go.
I was there. It's a good decade.
All right, here we go. John, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here it is. Frank Darabont directed Tom Hanks in which 1999 drama?
The Green Mile.
5, 4, 3.
The Green Mile.
Correct for 2 points. All right.
Fellas, let's just make sure we can see those hands. Both of y'all the whole time, both hands.
Sorry.
Yes, please.
I haven't pulled it, but below the camera. Sorry.
Question 2. Who plays the lead and title character of the 1993 dramedy Dave?
Kevin Kline.
Who plays the lead? Kevin Kline.
That is correct. Question 3. In which 1995 film finds human civilization having been relegated to living on ramshackle floating communities known as atolls?
Waterworld.
Correct. Last question here.
For a perfect round and to tie Ethan.
Jean-Claude Van Damme plays twin brothers in which
Double Impact.
1991 film?
Oh God.
Double Impact.
Double Impact.
That's correct for 2 points. So, it is a double 15-15, double perfect round for the both of them. Unbelievable here.
We said this was going to happen.
It is a double perfect round. The 90s was for Rocha what Catherine Bigelow was for Ethan Erwin. And now we get to round number 3. Unbelievable stuff here, Mark. The rules, please.
It's like a matchup between Chad and Alex, the two characters of Double Impact. And in round number 3, this is the round that will determine the match. Lest we, it probably will, go to sudden death overtime. In round number 3, we need 3 numbers from each competitor. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. You may not pick the same numbers as your opponent. Once you settle on your lucky numbers, that's going to correspond to a movie trivia Schmoedown category full of tough questions. Your first query is worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. Your last one, I think we won't make it that far, is worth 5 of the biggest points of your career? Who's picking their numbers first?
Well, John Rocha is higher ranked at the moment. So, John?
9, 15, and 16.
9, 15, 16 for John. 9, 15, and 16 for John. And for Ethan?
I'll do 17, 1, and 7.
17, 1, and 7 for Ethan. Okay, because John will go second, then Gucci, you would talk to John for 60 seconds here starting now.
John,
What's up, brother?
cool, calm, and collective. Finstock Exchange way.
Yep.
Put him away. Let's go home.
Let's have some fun.
I think we're looking for collected, but that's fine.
Keep it down. You don't talk to my manager like that.
He has to have a sign to tell him what his name is behind him. I get it.
Who's the one with the character? Who's the one with a little play doll of himself behind him? Keep it down.
There it is. All right, there's some heat already started. Sam, you have
at least have a motion.
You have 60 collective seconds to talk here.
Me and Tom?
Sam.
What do you say? Oh, Sam and the...
Hey, Ethan. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm great. That went exactly like I thought it was going to go, even with the added little hiccup. It is funny that it does actually say 90s on the slice. So
on the wheel, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
That's
what we call cheaters proof.
Yeah. I feel really good about it. I'm stoked.
You should feel great. John has a history of missing his 5-pointers, so no pressure on him for that.
Very funny.
But,
all right, is that everything? Okay.
We'll see on the other side.
What else can I say?
All right, drop out the managers, as there's definitely shots being thrown here in the third round. All right, so we start with Ethan Erwin. Mark, would you do the honors there with Ethan?
Happy to, Christian. Ethan, for your 2-point question, you selected what number?
17.
17. And Doug Williams' number corresponds to animated movies.
All right.
These are movies drawn by a computer on And your question for 2 points and for a 2-point lead. What Disney animated film follows a dangerous alien originally called Experiment 626, who forms a bond with a young girl on Earth?
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, Lilo and Stitch.
Christian, Ethan Erwin has a 2-point lead.
All right, so now John Rocha, chose category number 9, and that's thriller. John, you chose thriller for number 9. Thriller, here it is. All right. Okay. Who plays Kevin Wendell Crumb in 2017's Split?
James McAvoy. James McAvoy.
5, 4,
James McAvoy.
3, 2.
James McAvoy.
Yes, for 2 more points. John Rocha ties it up, throws it back to Ethan now. Ethan needs to hit his 3-pointer. Category 1, Mark, category 1.
Yes, he did, Christian. He went with number 1. And Ethan, I'm not sure how you feel about your knowledge in the realm of dance movies.
But we'll find out together.
It'll be fun. Your question for 3 points, and once again, the lead in the world of dance. Which actress famously danced with Fred Astaire in the classic movies Top Hat, Swing Time, and Shall We Dance?
Ginger Rogers.
For 3 more points.
Yeah, right.
Ties it up. 2017 for Ethan. And now we get to John Rocha, who has to hit his 3-pointer, which is category number 15. John, back to 90s movies. Oh boy. 90s movies for John Rocha. 1990s 3-pointer. Here it is. All right. Which 1995 film stars Antonio Banderas with Selma Hayek?
Desperado?
Desperado.
For 3 more points, and we find ourselves tied up here, 2020 as to the 5-pointer.
This is already more than last time than you got last time we played, so great work.
The 5-pointer, Mark, the 5-pointer here is Ethan Erwin, and he has category number 7.
Yes, he does, Christian. Category number 7, Ethan, and That is Joe Theismann's number, and it also is the number of Disney movies.
Let's do it.
We shall indeed, in the world of Disney. In what animated Disney film from the 2000s will you find the line, "For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline"?
Up. Up.
5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
First one.
Hope to do that. It's the world of Disney, and your question for 5 points and a 5-point lead. In what animated Disney film from the 2000s will you find the line, "For the last time, we did not order a trampoline"?
Up.
Order a giant trampoline is the line.
5, 4, 3.
Repeat.
Second one.
Yeah. Categories Disney. In what animated Disney film from the 2000s will you find the line, "For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline"?
Five, 4, 3.
Repeat.
Last one.
Categories Disney. In what animated Disney film from the 2000s will you find the line, "For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline"?
I'm gonna say the one that got me in trouble last time, Meet the Robinsons.
It's incorrect. Looking for the Emperor's New Groove.
All right, so this is where we stand. John Rocha gets a 5-pointer.
Oh, that was
If
in
he
the
gets
90s.
it, he wins it. He plays Dan Merle for the championship in 2 weeks. However, if he misses it, we go to sudden death. John, you chose category number 16. That is the realm of fantasy sci-fi.
Oh boy.
Fantasy sci-fi. All right, here you go. In Men in Black, after chasing down a perceived criminal, Will Smith exclaims that NYPD stands for what?
Knock your punk ass down. Knock your punk ass down. Knock your punk ass down. Come on, Rocha. Knock your punk ass down.
3, 2,
Repeat.
1. First one. All right, here it is. In Men in Black, after chasing down a perceived criminal, Will Smith exclaims that NYPD stands for what?
Knock your punk ass down. Come on, Rocha. Come on, buddy.
5, 4,
Come on.
3, 2, 1. Nothing.
Repeat.
No, you lost. It was knock your punk ass down. We're going to sudden death.
I wasn't gonna get it anyway.
We're going to sudden death, ladies and gentlemen. Sudden death, Mark. So let us bring back.
Well, that's exciting.
Let us bring back the manager here. And we are going to get into sudden death. Mark, how does it go?
For everyone keeping score at home, that's 2 Van Damme movie references now. In sudden death, it's going to work a lot like round number 1, except obviously the stakes are much higher. A question will be asked to the field. Both Ethan and John, once they hear the question, are going to have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard in front of you. Once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in sudden death. Now, why is it called the sudden death? Simple. If you both get the question right, we move on and ask another question under the same rules. If you both miss the question, we move on, ask another question under the same rules. If one of you gets the question correct and the other one misses, the correct answer or is the winner of the match.
All right, and with that, remember, so it resets. You both have 1 challenge. You both have 1 repeat. That's it. You don't need any past things. So Ethan, you reset. You have 1 more. And same thing, John, you have one repeat. Same thing we're going to do here. So, Sam, you got 60 seconds to talk to Ethan starting now.
Dude, that was amazing. That you got 3 categories that for most players are game stoppers, and you crushed those first 2. That last one was impossible. So don't lose any sleep over that. Yeah, man, you got this. You were built for sudden death. You were built for Iron Man matches. So you got this. I have all the confidence in you. You played a hell of a game, man. Let's close it out.
Thank you.
All right, and now Gucci, 60 seconds starting now.
Look, some people's elixir can be some people's poison.
Sun Tzu.
Let's make it poison here.
Let's do it. All right, so we are going to start with Thank you, guys. We're going to drop you out here, and let's drop out Gucci. Let's drop out. All right, gentlemen, are you ready? Ethan, John, are you ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Ethan, are you ready?
Continue to always be closing.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Who starred in the title role in Stanley Kubrick's Spartacus?
They're squeaking, Christian, but it means a little bit more in this round.
And
Kirk
5,
Douglas.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. John Rocha?
Kirk Douglas.
Yes. Ethan?
Kirk Douglas.
That is correct. All right. Mark, you want me to handle this? You got it.
I got it if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm loaded with a question if you like. Gentlemen, your next query. In sudden death, you have 15 seconds for the answer. What 2009 film featured the film debut of Chris Hemsworth?
Star Trek.
5, 4, 3,
Repeat.
2. Ethan, repeat, guys.
It's me.
Oh, Rocha, repeat. Okay.
That is insulting.
One
What is
PT.
insulting?
Okay, here we go. Let's go. John,
What 2009 film featured the film debut of Chris Hemsworth?
that was John's one and only.
Yeah.
They most love the challenge.
Correct. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Ethan
Star Trek.
and John.
Star Trek.
Both correct. All right. Next question. Here we go, everybody. Here's our next question. All right. Who directed 1982's Tootsie?
Can feel that tension, Christian.
5, 4,
Steve McQueen.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up. And we start with John.
No, I wrote it, but I don't know if you can make it out. It just came at the last minute. Sidney Pollack. I don't know if you can make it out.
I mean, I can't see it. You got to put it right up to the thing there.
That was Pollack. I was trying to write Pollack at the bottom there, and Sidney at the top.
Yeah, I can't give you that one.
Okay.
And
All right.
Ethan.
Sidney Pollack. Yep.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, big time Ethan Erwin. Ethan Erwin pulls it off. Wow, what a way to do it. John pulls it in the last second, just couldn't write it down. Unbelievable. Going to remove Gucci and Rocha there. Wow, what a scrap that was.
Real squeaker.
Sam, you've got to be stressed beyond belief there. Ethan going for the championship. Pretty nuts. It's shades of Jane Fonda all over again.
Oh man, stressed isn't the word. I have not looked at the live chat, but I can only imagine people are saying what I've been thinking. Holy crap, those were some unbalanced levels of difficulty in those questions. So I am thrilled that Ethan pulled it out in spite of that imbalance. That just shows what a strong player he is.
I'm
I am
challenging
so
you.
proud of this man.
I'm going to challenge
I am so proud of this man.
Born in the 80s. Not everything you know is what everyone else knows.
Wow.
Stop it.
Wow. Stop it.
Ethan is notorious for complaining about everything, but nonetheless, you pick up 2 points here, and it's a big 2 points as you make it to the title match against Dan Merle. It is the third match, as Sam mentioned before. It is the rubber match. It is the big time, if you will, match that you lost your championship for. I know how bad you wanted to get it back, and now you're one of the elite players who have 10 wins in this league. You get to face Dan. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. I mean, first I will say I love playing against Rocha. He's awesome. To play against a legend like that and just an overall really good guy, it was a lot of fun. You know, I feel bad that it kind of ended the way it did on a technicality, but I'll take it 100%. And in terms of, but look, he played awesomely. And in terms of Dan, well, I'm just excited to get back in the thing with him, man. I mean, like, you know, my first time against him, I TKO'd him. The next time, it was right down to the wire. And I think I've learned a lot since then, and I've spent some time with him, and you know, my marathon, and he and Ma, and we've, you know, I've gotten to know him. I think he's a great guy. So I'm excited to play against him, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of which, before we bring in John and Mr. Gooch, the champion has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Dangerous Dan Merle, the trivia champion of
thank you.
Dan, you just said there's got to be a little bit of emotions have to be raging. How are you feeling right now watching that match?
I am, you may be Hotep, Christian, but I am very proud of my teammate, of John Rocha. I am predicting controversy. I will predict that right now, watching at home, watching here. On one of the questions, I think there's going to be some controversy, and not about that challenge, but the game is the game, and challenges are challenges, and there was none issued during gameplay, so that's for the backstage folks and everyone else to sort out. It was a well-played game. I mean, my God, you can't ask for a better game than that.
It was a
great game for any occasion, but especially for a number one contenders match. And I am so proud when that Chris Hemsworth question came up, because Ethan, I know you are a big Star Trek guy, so I was like, well, Ethan obviously knows this. For John to pull that answer and to go to another round of overtime, I was just so proud of everything that he did. And for the record, I agree with the challenge. I think that you gotta, it's by the new Ben Bateman strategy, you gotta scrap for every inch in the game. So I agree with the challenge, and but there's gonna be a question. I think that there's gonna be a little controversy on. We'll see if people sort it out.
I'm so curious to find out what that is, but we'll talk later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, Dan, before because I mean, obviously I want you guys to talk about it, but Ethan. When you came back in 2018, to your own, you said this many times, you were a little off to find out the strategy and the understanding of the new game. One of those roadblocks that you ran into in your 2018 season was Ethan Erwin. He had knocked you out in the tournament, and then you came back, had a perfect game, and took the title away from him. This is a rubber match. This is the third one. Is this, knowing you as a player, is this something that you want? Because now you have a chance to take a point ahead of him and go 2-1. Nothing? You not hear me?
I heard you.
Yeah, I can hear me.
Were you asking Ethan or me? Because I think it.
I thought he addressed you.
I was asking you, Dan.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What the hell?
So sorry. Listen, I apologize. I'm so lost in that game. My head is still swimming with many apologies. As a championship match against Ethan, I've been there, done that. I literally have the T-shirt. So, but it took perfection. It took perfection for me to beat Ethan for the championship the first time, and I'm expecting nothing different for a rematch. To beat Ethan for the championship the first time, and I'm expecting nothing different for a rematch.
So Ethan, before we let both you and Dan go, anything that's stated?
Well, this was an incredible match. I'd stick around for more of this post game, but I gotta get ready. I'm gonna go hop on this stream since I am one of them patrons that can do that. But this was awesome. Great win to Ethan. Rocha, you played an incredible match. Nothing to hang your hat on. Much love and respect to you, the Outlaw and Finn Stock Exchange. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, Chris Woodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.